Some folks will try to socially shame you for wearing a mask, even though COVID is still the third leading cause of death in our country.
There is a hilariously large number of insane people still extremely committed to being conscious. It was pretty funny. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. Now, I don't know if you heard, May 13th, 14th, give or take, of 2020, we had quite the pandemic on our hands. Deadly outbreak. This thing was, just taking out 0.002% of people who 94% of which had comorbidities, 4 or more actually. So it was just devastating. So devastating, it was like hard to see anything actually happening with it. But nonetheless, that was a situation that people learned to worship. In this video, I'm going to show you a series of short TikTok videos and some amazing posts in this Reddit community called Zero COVID community, where they're all still committed to living as conscious as possible. Like, let's not leave our houses. If we're going on an airplane, how do I wrap a paper bag or a plastic bag around my head so I make sure that science protects me? In late 2023, there's still people doing this. Now, I think it's worth noting, we're all human beings. We are children of God. And if you don't worship God in whatever way that works for you, we all need a higher power. And if you don't have God as your higher power, you make something else your higher power. And I would dare say, for the worshipers, there's probably a high percentage of them that don't actively have God in their life. Therefore, they need a higher power. So Lord Fauci, what you said, I am still worshiping. And it's kind of funny, but I think God actually makes a better higher power than a virus that hatched out of a lab and funded by Fauci, all that kind of stuff. So let's take a look. And again, I can't stress this enough. These are recent videos and recent posts, present day. These aren't like posts from like April 2020 before some people figured it out. These are people still living this way, present day. I don't want to laugh at them. I'm more so gonna laugh with them, even though they're not laughing at all. Let's take a look.
Some folks will try to socially shame you for wearing a mask,
I'm one of them.
even though COVID is still the third leading cause of death in our country.
I don't think it is.
They want to socially shame you because they feel socially shamed themselves
No, it's just fun.
by you. You might even notice that they might be a little aggressive or angry.
Yeah, I get angry at tyranny, and I get angry at obedient sheep that enforce tyranny. So yeah, you'll hear some anger in my voice. Go on.
When they kind of casually say, you don't even have to wear a mask. Like they're doing it because they feel like you protecting yourselves and others in your life. You making the most responsible and logical choice. That indicates that they're not.
Well, it's not. There's no logic to this. By the way, let's please appreciate the science of this. That looks like a full plastic sheet covering her face. I guess she's not too up to speed on what oxygen does for you. She's like, let's just use straight plastic. No oxygen, no germs, nothing. I am conscious.
That indicates that they are not acting in a good way, and they want to not be reminded of that.
That's right.
They feel that if everyone was acting like them, then their behavior would be normalized.
Yeah,
and
freedom.
Then they would no longer be doing something unthoughtful, pathological, and awful. They would just be doing what everybody else is doing, which is why they want to shame.
I feel as though I've been put in my place. Also worth noting, her TikTok account has the pride colors, so that adds up. Now, before we get to the next science-based TikTok video, I don't know why I slurred the words TikTok, like that's going to be censored. Let's take a quick look at the Reddit subthread in this community, the Zero COVID community. And this is a community, like-minded people. We want to take zero risks. It's late 2023. Yeah, we still want to take zero risks. Just we're still in the first 15 days to slow the spread, guys. Some of these posts, it's just a fascinating window into how some people are still thinking, probably more accurately said, a fascinating window into how some people are still not thinking, but they're just being control bots, good little obedient sheep. Like, well, I remember the first propaganda I heard, and I'm going to be loyal to that. I am worshiping what I was told. I'm not going to sin. We're zero COVID here, which means we don't sin. This post says, masking sections like the old smoking sections. Talking about masking sections in restaurants. Well, should we have those? Hey guys, wondering about your thoughts and feelings. Specifically, masking only sections for indoor events that are congregate settings but don't involve eating or drinking. I'm thinking religious services. I think God gave us a natural immune system we're aware of for those, buddy. Lectures or performances in a theater or auditorium. That kind of thing. I went to a service a few months ago that had a masked-only section. I was pleasantly surprised, and I definitely found a seat over there. Wow, I wonder why there were so many empty seats. But I was disappointed that the masking requirement was poorly followed and poorly enforced. Enforced! We want more force! Tell us what to do! Make us do things! Why can't we get more of this? Yes, tyranny, come protect us! I want more of this. This reminded me of smoking sections in restaurants. The smoke didn't always keep to itself. Yeah, no crap, they were ineffective. But if you weren't a smoker, it was either the non-smoking section or go someplace else. And the non-smoking section was usually better than nothing. Likewise. So again, now we're using science. Just like the science of like someone smoking right there, you're right here. It's like, cool, we've got invisible barriers that do nothing. Cool. Likewise, at an indoor event with a masking section, the contaminated air from all those disobedient freedom lovers, the contaminated ones, why aren't they in concentration camps yet? The contaminated air is not necessarily going to hang around the raw doggers and not even drift over in your general direction, but it could be ever so slightly safer than nothing. Just scientifically, ever so slightly safer than nothing. I agree. And then the post goes on with more of the same level of intelligence, but also worth noting here, other upvotes here on this community. Shout out to the one trick-or-treater wearing an N95. But let's take a quick look at the comments on this post, because you might think, well, this is just one weirdo present day still thinking this way. He's probably the only one, right? No. Here's his post. I'd rather have masking days or masking hours. That way everyone in the space is masked and there are much fewer germs circulating. Another comment. Yeah, I wish businesses would do like a masked Mondays thing. I'm sure if businesses want to Bud Light themselves, they'll be super quick to do that. Let's make it so none of our free-thinking customers can come in. Wow, that'll weed out about 98% of them. Another comment. For the pure reason of sitting near other people who give a damn, yes, I love this. Bring in some masking sections. But the insanity plot thickens like a Pfizer blood clot. Next TikTok video of people still committed to worshiping COVID living present day.
I'm just wondering, to all of the people making videos saying that they're not doing this again with COVID because we're having a particularly bad surge right now, though it has not gone away.
By the way, very bad surge right now. If you heard a thump on the floor, that's one of my editors just dropped dead. It's a very bad surge. Looks like it was COVID.
You just have been pretending it's not relevant anymore. Are you masking?
Nope.
Are you partaking in any mitigations?
Zero.
Because
committed not to.
There's a reason that it's surging so badly right now and so many people are getting sick, and it's not the people who have continued masking.
It's not. Science has proven they don't work, therefore it's definitely not them. And why do the jabbed have a much higher infection and reinfection rate? No, I don't know, but it's not them. Wow, I love that. But if she wants to know more, if you happen to be watching my channel, please subscribe to this channel and my Awaken with JP channel. You'll find plenty of answers to your questions, my kind lady. Back to the Reddit subthread, the Zero COVID community. Here's an important post. Let's be proactive about this. Brainstorm of COVID-conscious hobbies, fun things to do, ways to celebrate. Cool, I've got a good brainstorm idea. Sit in your house by yourself and get depressed. Enjoy that. I've noticed that in the last 2 to 3 months, the tone of this subreddit, along with the world at large, even the tone of this Zero COVID subreddit, has been getting increasingly dark, in large part due to the fact that the world in general is doubling down in denialism. I can't believe it. Yeah, I deny it pretty good. And for most people here, that means we feel lonelier and our worlds look smaller. That's why you feel lonely. Not that you have been self-inducing extreme social isolation. Did you know solitary confinement is a form of torture? You've inflicted a severe form of torture on yourself, solitary confinement. You wonder why you're feeling lonely. So let's do something about it. I want us, me and whomever wants to join. By the way, spot on the use of whomever. I would have said whoever and looked like a moron. I want us to compile several lists, conversations about how to deal with different areas of life and different necessities we have as humans and how to make them more COVID safe or less risky at the very least. The purpose of life is to just be in a fear-based state of protection, not to live your life. So we can have collective libraries on how to deal with work, career, healthcare, social connections, etc. There will be some overlap or evergreen advice like wearing respirators, but I just want to have it vaguely classified so it's easier to access search. So some of this person's own suggestions, online book clubs, online classes, cool. We're not doing anything about you're feeling lonely, disconnected, isolated. Crafting, cool, that's definitely a solo activity. Solo dance parties, cool. Again, I want a sense of connection with people because I'm feeling lonely. I have an idea, solo dance parties, where I'm the only one doing it. That's probably gonna solve the problem. Comments, love your list. I do many of them too. Here's what I'm into. Home yoga practice with free resources on YouTube. Started running this summer. I do laps around my living room, not gonna leave my house. Oh, this is awesome. Safety Officer 91. It may not work for everyone, of course, and I recognize my privilege. But this is what I do in addition to some of the stuff from your list. Reading books or magazines. Dude, this is cutting edge stuff. Like, who would have thought you could read books or magazines? Those are like still made. Drawing and having fun with coloring books for adults. Well, I don't think they're for adults if they're coloring books. Working out in a basement with music. Got to do the basement. No windows, no air, no COVID. Got it. Playing an instrument. Sounds like this person plays a skin flute. Learning a foreign language. Yeah, why don't you learn Mandarin? You get to the bottom of where the thing you worship came from. It's brilliant, ladies and gentlemen. You think, well, those 4 people in the comments, you just cover those, got to be the only ones. No, there's more. Back to one last quick video on TikTok. Get ready to be depressed. If you want to talk about someone who finds value in being a victim, finds value in weakness, believing it's strength, here we go.
Being an able-bodied person in the COVID cautious community is absolutely wild, because at this point in my life most of my friends are disabled, and when I will talk to other able-bodied, or as a lot of people are more aptly referring to now, pre-disabled.
How's that for an optimistic mindset? Like, JP, are you disabled? I'm not disabled. I'm not able-bodied, but I'm pre-disabled. Just hoping I get worse. I expect it.
Let's be serious. But when I talk to able-bodied people, they'll be like, you know, oh, cases are uptick again? Oh, I hope there's not another shutdown. That would really... Then I couldn't go on my vacation, you know? And my disabled friends are like, my doctors aren't wearing masks anymore, so now I can't go to the doctor anymore and get treatment.
I like it. Watching this, it's very eye-opening to me, and it makes me wish I had a claw, like a Wolverine claw. I just want to like scrape my intestines and like the back of my body cavity. It's just this. That's what this inspires out of me. I have avocado tattoos on my arms. Some people don't have arms. Yeah, I mean, I have arms, but let's face it, I'm really just pre-amputee status.
Without risking my life.
I can't go to the doctor without risking my life. First off, your doctor might be putting your life at risk, but second off, if that's the way you see it, then God help you. I pray for you.
Like...
That's a good point. She said like, so really drove it home. Science.
a lot of people can't go to the doctor anymore.
I wonder why your doctor isn't requiring masks. I wonder if their medical education has led them to believe something that you are refusing to believe. But I realize you have dyed red hair, which is appropriating ginger culture. I'm a little bit offended by her insensitivity and hate ginger phobia. And so I realize in the avocado tattoos, it does imply that she has a vast array of medical education. So she probably does know more than her doctor, but just for the sake of argument, we could consider maybe the doctors know something that you and your pre-disabled friends don't.
People who need to go to the doctor. Anyway, so it's weird.
Wow, and that doesn't even seem mentally unstable. Here I am being very depressed, optimistic, the world's crappy, and it's just out to get me, and it's just weird. It's just the right amount of maniacal. Back to the subreddit, Daryl COVID community. This is my favorite. Specific question about coughing and sneezing direction. Keep in mind, this person, I'm sure they're a scientist, and the other people in this community are also probably all other scientists, so this is good to know. Do you know if COVID droplets travel backwards from the person who coughed or sneezed? Now, damn it, I also want to know that. If I sneeze forward, do they fracture my skull and shoot out the back of my head? Which way do the droplets go? If the wind is blowing west, do leaves go east? Which way? I can't believe 2023, we haven't figured this out. Thank you for asking this question. I'm asking that because I was in the bus today. Not surprised this person drives a bus. No offense, or rides a bus. No offense if you do. It's just, I would expect it from this person. Forgive me for my privilege. And a person in front of me. We had a small distance. Thank you for virtue signaling that. But only a small distance? That doesn't sound like 6 feet, you suicidal, homicidal jerk. The person in front of me coughed. But she wore a surgical mask. So she didn't say wore. She wore a surgical mask. So that would imply the person in front of her was a surgical mask. Okay. I wore a well-fitted, virtue signal, FFP3 respirator. How does that? I was in a hospital bed with a full-on respirator on me. I drive that everywhere. And my stoggles, as always, I'm guessing stoggles is eye protection. Edit, I know the droplets travel sideways because I had one suspected COVID infection in March. Weird how your crap didn't work. Oh, wow, I just ruined my life to protect myself and I still got it. Wow, it's almost like, humanity just functions the way it's going to function. Had one infection in March when an unmasked person who was sitting beside me sneezed. But what about backwards? Yeah, I think it's kind of like if you study the Kennedy assassination film, you see the bullet. It hits him and then his head goes back into the left. The CIA would want you to think his head goes back into the left because he was shot from the back right side. So the trajectory, instead of going forward like you would think if you don't study science, it go forward equals you go backwards. So yeah, when you sneeze forward, the droplets go backwards, skull fracture, whole Kennedy assassination kind of thing. Look into it. Comments. This commenter, instead of saying, you're a freaking idiot for even asking this, says, I would imagine less likely to go backwards. Yeah, probably. Ladies and gentlemen, it pays to be a free thinker. Keep doing so. The world needs you. By the way, there is so much in this Reddit subreddit and these TikTok videos. We'll most likely be doing some reoccurring Covidians segments, but this is the first installment. I hope you enjoyed it. I am laughing as I'm praying for humanity. But luckily, let's be real. Luckily, out of all the people who were living and thinking like this 3.5 years ago, 98% have woken up. Maybe they haven't owned it and been like, dude, I was an idiot and sorry I was a jerk to you. Maybe they haven't done that, but 98% of people have woken up. But that 2%, pretty funny. Thank you for watching this video, my freedom-loving friend. Look forward to seeing you on our next one. But before you go, I want to tell you about something special. Hey there, my friends. I've got some thrilling news to share with you. The Bioptimizer's Black Friday mega sale is in full swing. And guess what? It's not just a one-day thing. It's happening throughout the entire month of November. This mega deal is only available to my viewers with my code. That's right. It's our little secret. Now, you already know my unwavering trust in Bioptimizers. These guys are the real deal when it comes to digestion, and let's not forget about their top-of-the-line magnesium. It's the best on the market. Plus, they back up their products with a rock-solid 365-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. Now is the time of the year when you fill up your shopping carts and stock up on Bioptimizer's goodness. Trust me when I say this, you won't find a better Black Friday deal anywhere, not even on the almighty Amazon. The biggest discount you can get with gifts with purchase is available only at my page, bioptimizers.com/jpreacts with code JPReacts. We all have those never-ending Black Friday wish lists, but this year, I challenge you to put your health at the top of that list. Instead of those impulse purchases, let's focus on what really matters. So why wait? Choose health over unnecessary things this Black Friday. Head over to bioptimizers.com/jpreacts and use code JPReacts at checkout. Remember, it's bioptimizers.com/jpreacts with code JPReacts at checkout. Don't miss out on this mega deal for my viewers only.